We're going to be having very interesting conversations today. Every time you come to a conference of this magnitude, I want to believe that you brought your ears, you brought your paper, you brought your pen, because all the information that you will be getting is so invaluable. It's valuable. It's for use in the now. Because land banking is one of the things that I know is great investment. Land is always appreciated. So if you don't know where to put your money, then you need to put your ears down, because you'll be listening, you'll be hearing a lot of things that you can do when it comes to land, banking in land, property, how it appreciates. There are a lot of people that know that for you to grow your wealth, you cannot just use your wealth for things that depreciate. You must be able to invest your money in what appreciates.
Billionaire habits for entrepreneur, billionaire land banker, and maximizing real estate investment. Order from Amazon now or contact the details on your screen.
Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. Something brought me here and it's good news. You stand the chance of getting a 10 million naira discount on a 4-bedroom terrace. And a 15 million naira discount on a 5-bedroom terrace at Jasper Gardenia. Ha! Only 2 units are available. Put a down payment of 20 million naira now and enjoy those discounts in 24 hours. After all said and done, are you just going to sit down and look? There's a number there. Can you see the number? Oh, you can't see it? Enlarge it. Get glasses. Get magnifying glass. Call that number now.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. All having a fantastic time. Can we make some noise? Energy! Make some noise!
And now I'll be introducing our panelists. Our first panelist is known as Alibaba Akpogome. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause for Alibaba? Great. Our second panelist, Omotunde Adebowale David. Please, let's give a round of applause to Lolo One of Africa as she joins us on stage. Can we clap for them once again? Okay. Our third speaker, our third panelist is the CNBC CEO, Forbes Africa Nigerian chapter. He's going to be joining us very shortly. Unfortunately, your bio was not here in time. So please, can we clap for Mr. Adeleye Fabusuru? Can we clap for him, please? Who is excited for this, please? If you're all excited, make some noise! Okay. Fantastic.
Okay, I think I should go because I'm the only female amongst them. Okay, I'll say my first experience with real estate was maybe a radio interaction. Because in the early years growing up, real estate wasn't like clear to us at that time. Because I know that my father has his own land, he has his own house in Lagos and of course in our hometown. But that was the only knowledge that I had, like growing up, when it comes to land business or the business of real estate really. But it became clearer to me when I started working in media, when I started on radio. That was when I really understood the importance of land as a business. Because at that time, Nigerian real estate companies just started to transform. and become something that a lot of people can access. Because I want to believe that the old money people, I'll say Ikoyi people at that time, they understood real estate more than a lot of other people. Because part of those people that you call old money, real estate was at the bottom of their wealth. They just built on it over the years. And a lot of people did not know that as simple, as open as that knowledge was, it wasn't for everybody to access. It was, I would say, maybe I started to like focus on real estate when a lot of real estate companies began to spring up. Then people knew that, oh, it's possible for me to be able to access land and to buy it and to bank it as an investment. And that was when I really knew that, okay, real estate is something. And that is when I started to acquire land myself and begin to bank on land and know that this is something you can actually see grow.
Anybody that grew up in the Niger Delta will know what the latest so a borrow pit is where they take sand from to earth the road before they do construction. And they were planning to pay, I think about like 2,000 or something. And if you know what that means at that time. So from then on, I knew that the value that is placed on land is not just the cost of the land itself. It is what you make out of the land. Fast forward, I got my first property in Lagos here, and it's at the on your way to ShopRite, where I built a Goldmyne event center, and I bought it from a bank at the time, and it was, for want of a better word, it was just bare land, but the value that I then put on it then became the reason the place made a lot of money. The place was just bare land. And when I converted it to a place that provided service, I then made a lot of money from it. And so from then on for me, it was that every land, unless you increase the value proposition of that land, it will remain a bare land. Even when it is bare land, if you begin to use it for car park and people pay to come use the place for car park, it has become to add value. If you begin to use the place for a crusade, it has begun to add value. And so my understanding of it also stretched to event centers. There's a guy who is my friend, still my friend. He had a piece of land. I don't know how many of you remember this. And the place was called Motherland.
Yeah.
In Okwebi. Motherland, you know the place. Motherland in Okwebi was making so much money for Lagbaja that when you called him to play for an event and it says 400,000, for those of you who don't know what 400,000 meant in the 90s, early 90s, he will tell you he's not taking anything less than 400,000. And he could stick by it because he knows that at the end of the month, last Friday of the month, he's going to make another 1.5, 1.6 from sales of drinks and tickets at Motherland. So what is driving up his fee is now the assurance of having money from the property that he already has. I'm trying to make you understand the connection. Because he has something that gives him confidence, he can be bold enough to turn down events that doesn't match his quality. So he can tell you, no, I'm not doing that. So it's the same thing with entertainment. If you are in entertainment and you have, like when I had my event center, when people call me then and say, oh, come do this event, 300,000, I'm like, if Mountain Dew comes and takes the place for 4 or 5 days, I'll make 2-3 million. What am I say, pay 400 or forget it, or pay 1 million or forget it. So the property is now a part of me that then shows that I can get a lot more value for myself because I have something that I depend on. So you drive up your value because you have something that you depend on. Don't forget that nobody says if you want to be a shorty. This is something that many people don't think about. Nobody says if you want to be a shorty in court, if you have 2 Mercedes Benz, you can stand shorty for somebody. Do you understand? they will say the person that must stand surety must have landed property. So you see that even in the judiciary and legal system, they understand the value of land and the trade values that you can make out of it.
If you are selling a land, say like 500,000, 1 million, that might not be the best place to put your advertisements. Okay, you might need to put it on a more retail platform in terms of media. But if you are looking at luxury property like the ones Alibaba was mentioning, then that platform becomes a good platform to place your advertisement, because now the kind of people you want to attract are the people who can afford what you are selling. So the platform gives you those kind of people, gives you access to them. We have a very robust database of some of the wealthiest people in the world, and those are the people you are targeting. If we are having an association with such brand, then that works. But if those are not the people you are targeting, then maybe that might not be the best platform. So leveraging it in terms of advertisement, in terms of having articles, because if you're seen as a thought leader, just like Dr. Akita, I'm sure he's seen as a thought leader in that industry, because every time he puts out an opinion that are very cogent. So if you are seen as a thought leader on platforms like that, you are able to convert a lot of followings in terms of people who have believed in what you are doing, and when they have anything to do in that sector, they will reach out to you, and that can really elevate your business.
Okay, thank you. So to Lolo, you've been involved in a lot of PR campaigns for real estate companies. You've been a solid communicator in a lot of capacities. What do you think makes up a good PR campaign for a real estate, especially in the Nigerian market?
Thank you. Very, very key. One of the things that I have learned is that if you do not know how to sell if you do not know how to sell any product, you will not make any money. There's so many aspects to PR that a lot of people do not focus on. The aspect that a lot of people are beginning to delve in now is storytelling. Being able to engage people, draw them into what you're trying to sell, and help them see the value in acquiring what you're selling. And unfortunately for the real estate company, in the early years, a lot of charlatans were the ones that told the story of real estate. So it left a sour taste in the mouths of a lot of people. Who would have believed that a real estate company that sat down and crafted a product that can be accessible to the market woman in Ojuelegba? Who would have believed that those women in Lagos Island have a lot of money? But a lot of times, many companies did not even avert their mind to the fact that you can make real estate, accessible to people. And those were the things that those early real estate companies did that was very, very different. In the media space, there are so many areas you can look at. There are different dynamics and different demographics that stay in different aspects of media. Like old money people would read the newspapers. So that means if you're selling prime property, I mean luxury, things that are very pricey, putting it on radio or some specific radio, you might not sell it. But if you want to appeal to those kinds of audience, you have to be able to know that this is where I need to target my marketing or target my campaign so that you can get the kind of audience you need to get.
The other thing is donation to notable projects. When you hear that somebody is building a cinema, as a real estate person, you can go to that cinema and say, we want to take 5 rows of the chairs and endow those chairs. So it will be like 5 of these rows. So every time somebody goes to that cinema to go and watch a movie, they'll be like, there are 7 seats that Gtext has paid for or giving you 50% discount for. So every time you buy your tickets on that row, they are powering you're watching the movie. The person will live with that experience. The other thing is you need to name streets after celebrities and bring the celebrities to commission the name of the street. So you build a big estate and you have a street named after Ramsey Noah, you have one named after Patience Ozoko, you have one named after Genevieve, you have one named after Two-Face, and he comes to commission the name of that street. The people who live on the street, when you call them and tell, how do I see you? Say, oh, I'm on 14 Two-Face Street. The name of the celebrity is powering you. So the thing is, you have an estate and you say, oh, 24 close, 14 close. How does that make it popular? But if you have a Two-Face close or a Burna Boy close or an Alibaba close, of course, every time somebody says, oh, when do you live? You say, oh, 14 Alibaba close or 14 Two-Face close or 14 Burna Boy close. You say, Burna Boy has it. You say, oh, no, my estate named our road after that celebrity. People who come to your street will see the name. Some of them will even take a picture or video and post. The other thing is sometimes it's important for real estate to have one of those houses or two. That MN Estate used to do it. Have one or two of your properties that you let celebrity know that they can come and shoot a movie at. All they do is that when they are driving in, establishment shop, they will put your logo of the estate. You say, oh, I'm going to so as a person is driving into the estate, they just flash the name of your estate in the movie. Your movie will then, if it's on Netflix, it will go to over 20-30 million people. It is better than if you paid for an advert in a newspaper. Newspaper of last week, did you see it today? But the thing is that the movie can be shown again several times. The other thing is,
and what do I mean by lifestyle? Just like what I believe Baba said the other time about events. GT Bank went into sponsoring these food events. I think there's a food bank, and everybody, I'm sure when they started, I can imagine how hard it was for whoever brought up the idea to sell it to the management that a bank then sponsors a food event for a whole week. But now, that is like a big deal in Lagos. People look forward to that event. Then they have the fashion event. Those are things that seem a bit contrary to the kind of brand that they are selling. But those are the things that are our lifestyle. You are going to eat, you are going to clothe yourself, you are going to have a shelter over your head. So the way the real estate companies have built their brand over the years will determine how much negative publicity can affect you. But perhaps you encounter negative publicity. You must first of all dissect that information. Is this information true? Is it that we have truly defaulted in terms of meeting our obligation to this customer or not? Then if you have defaulted, the first thing is to first resolve that area of default. And then you can then use the same client to say, I have this issue, but the business stepped in and they were able to resolve it on time. And now I'm quite happy. That would allay the fears of a lot of people that want to deal with you. The other part is if that information is malicious, meaning that it's not particularly true. It is just intended to smear your brand or to just put mud on your very fine brand.
He is a member of Forbes Business Council and a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Forbes Best of Africa Investment Coach and Real Estate Mogul Award. He is the chairman of Gtext Holdings and the founder of Stephen Akintayo Foundation. Gtext Holdings is the mother company of 11 subsidiaries with a highly innovative and young workforce. These subsidiaries include Gtext Homes, Gtext Land, Stephen Akintayo Foundation, Gvest, Gtext Farms, Gtext and Associates, Gtext Academy, Gtext Soft, Gtext Hub, Gtext Media, and Guards and Security. Gtext Holdings has several branches in Nigeria, which includes Lagos State, Ibadan, Abeokuta, Asaba, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Other offices are in Dubai, UK, US, and the company plans to extend operations to other African countries like Ghana, Rwanda, and Uganda. Dr. Akintayo's real estate firm has a plan to build 25,000 green and smart homes with golf courses, polo clubs, malls, hotels, hospitals, schools, and universities across Africa by the year 2035, and control another set of 25,000 houses with a total real estate asset worth 40 billion by the year 2035. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is also the host of the Global Property Conference, the largest brokers conference in Africa. Now renamed as Global Wealth Festival, several renowned speakers like Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhant, Dr. John Maxwell, and others have been brought on the platform. Dr. Akintayo has hosted some of the world's most renowned speakers on his platforms like Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Dan Locke, Toby and Tomi Arayomi, Toby Adegboyega, and several others. He is the host of the Investment Chat in a Rolls Royce, which teaches people on different investment opportunities around the globe, Learning Luxury Show, a show that educates on the benefits of owning luxury and monetizing it, and Big Talk Show, aimed at enlightening youths and the general public on election-related issues in order to build the new Nigeria. He is also the host of the Leadership Podcast and Billionaire Habits Podcast Burj Khalifa series in Dubai. You can watch them on his YouTube channel, Dr. S. Akintayo. Dr. Stephen is also the author of 43 books. His latest are the Billionaire Habits for Pastors, Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs, and Becoming a Billionaire Land Banker. All his books can be gotten at store@stephenakintayo.com. To book him for speaking engagements, send an email to ea@stephenakintayo.com and contact +234 818 0000 618 for more inquiries. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dr. Stephen Akintayo.
Please put your hands together for him. We call him the Eagle. Yes, he has landed. You're welcome, sir.
Come on, I thought the energy would be louder than that. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Please have your seats. How many of you enjoyed that session with our media and PR panel from Lolo to Alibaba? Come on, celebrate them. And the head of Forbes, CNBC and Forbes Africa. I learned a lot from that, and I'm happy that a lot of you are, whether most of the people here, either you're a property broker or you're even a real estate developer, and that's the essence of this event, is so that we can learn and pick from each other and hopefully develop the sector. I have often said that I have never seen another real estate developer as my competitors. My competitors include Omonile and, yes, that's my competitor, right? And my competitors also include those who sell cars. Because if you don't buy a house, you buy a car, right? Particularly luxury cars. So I don't see my competitors as those who do the same business as I do. I think we all need to come together and develop the sector together. How many of you agree with me? Okay? And that's why this conference is put together. The last time we were at Landmark was 2021, and we had so much of foreign speakers. But this year we felt we needed to come a bit more local. We have security issues on site. How many of you are realtors here and you know what I'm talking about, right? From land grabbing and all of that. We have legal issues, people whose land has C of O being demolished. We needed to have conversations that are, that really will address those things. And that's why we decided, so let's have Falano, let's have former IG of police, and some of the people to just discuss and see how we can grow the sector. We are now
bigger internationally than we are even locally in Nigeria. Okay, but we must always remember that charity begins from, charity begins from, so we can't fold our hands and say because we do more internationally, are we together now? We should not look at how to still come and talk on how to solve the challenges we have locally. But today I just want to share with those of us who are thinking of expanding our real estate business globally a few things from my own journey. As you all are aware, we're now on a $200 million expansion in the US. I don't know if you're aware of that. Okay. And so, should I sing the song? I'm proud to be American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Okay, so we're doing a lot of expansion. We've seen people reach out to say, how do we expand globally? And let me say this, global expansion is good, right? It's not bad. Sometimes you see people say, what have you done locally that you are expanding globally? I think you can't give what you don't have. I don't know if you agree with me, right? Even Moses had to go out of what? Egypt for how many years? For what? Come on, talk to me. Don't you have Christians? For how many years? For 40 years. And develop his capacity. Is that not true? Do you remember his first attempt to save the children of Israelites at the age of 40? What did he commit? Committed murder. Right? So there is nothing wrong. I think what is wrong is if you are not thinking of still growing what you have locally. Do you agree with me? And we've seen this with the Indian communities. Nobody, japa like the Indians. And a lot of us don't know this. But they are always thinking of giving back, coming back, developing home. Right? It's not the japa that you say, I will never look back home again. And so for me, I want to encourage more people to think growing their business globally, expanding their business globally, because the more you expand your business globally, the more you can then see how things are done better elsewhere, and then how you can come back and even do more. Does this make sense at all? Right? So we have this particular conference I encourage you to be part of is our CEO retreat. It's happening in Kenya. We just finished the one in Cameroon. We've been busy, and I encourage you to be part of it. It's going to be great, and we'll keep looking at how we can expand and learn about the real estate sector globally. Next. So you can see how scary it is. But can I tell you a secret? Somebody held my leg. Okay? So, but even with somebody holding my leg, I was still scared. Right? Again, so I hope it's very clear when I say courage is not the what? Absence of fear. Courage is just taking decision in the right direction in spite of what? The fears. Next. So, how many of you have seen this? Cash flow quadrant, right? Employee, how many of you are employees here? Can I see? I always love to put this in my slide. Employees, can I see your hands up? Okay. Self-employed, can I see your hands up? You're self-employed. Self-employed. Business owners, can I see your hands up? You're a business owner. Why are you laughing? You raise your hand, business owner, you're laughing. It means you didn't trust your decision. Okay? So those of you who say you're a business owner, why didn't you call yourself self-employed? Can somebody help me give one of them the mic? You say you're a business owner, why did you not call yourself self-employed? What's the difference? Okay? Somebody should help me give someone the mic. Quickly. Anyone?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes. I'm not a business owner, but I know the answer to the question.
Okay.
So the difference between a business owner and self-employed is a business owner has a system working for him without his presence being in the business? Thank you, sir.
That's not it. Somebody raised their hand, they are a business owner. I wanted to know why they said they are a business owner. If you raise your hand as a business owner, you are the one to answer me. Why did you say a business owner instead of being self-employed? Yes.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Davido. A business owner, for you to move from the level of self-employed.
Why did you say you're a business owner instead of saying you're
self-employed? That means I don't put in my time into the system again.
You don't put in your time?
My time into the system again. That means I don't trade my time.
How long has your business been running?
The business has been running for 1 year.
1 year?
And yes, sir. And I was able to, thanks to you, sir, and to the glory of God, we have great testimony.
So let's clap for him. At least he made an attempt. So let me be honest with him. He is not yet a business owner. He's still self-employed, right? For your business to move from being self-employed to you saying you're a business owner, averagely it takes from 14 to 16 years. Some companies take 20 years, right? And I'll give you an example. Companies who can now say they're busy, you can say it's a business owner, some of them can boast of having $20 billion in reserve. My brother, do you have that? Right? Companies like that will tell you, if you don't make sales, we have all our bills taken care of for the next 5 years. We don't make the same sales. So even Gtext is evolving into that. We're just moving into that phase, and that's why there's a lot of corporate governance. Last year we announced 7 CEOs. Some people even said, did I want to run away? What's wrong? You're a young man, you are now having CEOs. Something must be odd somewhere. Maybe the company is facing crisis. And I laugh, because we don't understand this symbol. Can you go back to my slide? If you can leave my slide on the screen for a long time, I appreciate it. So, but ultimately, moving from being self-employed to what? To a business owner is actually the only way you cannot be financially free. And I always share this in my slide. Because many of us think once I start business and I'm bragging to everybody I'm CEO of so, then I'm financially free. That's not true. Financial freedom only comes when your business is so profitable, is running on its own, and every year you are sharing profits and you are relaxing. Right? Of course, you may not choose to pick another profession and be doing just so that you are not lazy. But those are the people who say that. Then we also have investment. Right? Now, if you notice in this slide, 5%, 95% of the people in the world, what do? Employees are self-employed, isn't it? And they control 5% of the money in the world. And that's why you hear these arguments about income inequality. Now, under business owners and what? Investors, what did you see there? They are only 5% of people in the world who do that, and they control what? 95% of the money in the world. Do you know, between the election nights and the winning of the election, Elon Musk became $300 million richer in 24 hours. Can you believe that kind of wealth? And the richest people kept getting richer. And why? Because once Donald Trump won, more people believed in the US economy and people were started investing. And the more people were buying stocks, the richer these guys were getting. Bitcoin also rose, right? So why am I saying this? Why is this important? I don't care if you have started your business, you need to start thinking of I today. And that's the difference between Alibaba and many comedians and celebrities. Because what really has helped him to be financially free is not that he's charging big millions to be at any event, which is still charge. Am I making sense at all? Is the fact, this is your laughter, I don't like this laughter. Okay? Is those 22 units he was telling you about, is that event center is telling you about. Are we learning here? Is those, because whether you invite him or not, those ones are generating income, right? And he can continue to take care of his triplets, for a long time to come. Because I was wondering, so you are almost 60 and then you have triplets. Like, who does that in this economy? But because he has those investments, are we learning at all? You can now say I'm financially free. And I hope those of us who are realtors, who are only concerned about selling more properties, are learning that your financial freedom is not in I've sold 20, I've gotten this commission. It's what you really do with the commission. Being able to invest it such that consistently you have source of cash flow. Does that make sense at all? If you want to clap better, I don't like average. If you have noticed me, I don't do anything average. Okay? So tell your neighbor, say neighbor, how far with your cash flow? How far? Okay? Tap another neighbor, say neighbor, what's going on with your passive income? Passive income. Right? Have you worked on your passive income? Because that's where financial freedom comes from. Being able to make money in your sleep. Landlord become richer even when they are sleeping. Are we together now? And that's really what wealth is all about. So when I see a lot of my colleagues who are real estate developers, I say, look, this hustle of trying to grow our real estate is good, but we are on a race to finally become an IBM. And God will help us. But what is guaranteed, am I making sense at all, is putting structures in place that even you, the so-called business owner, right, you can constantly live a successful life. I say this to those 100 and something who work in our company. I say, look, I just pity you now all the time. Because even if this company fold up, I am made for life. I don't know that you understand what I'm saying. Myself and my family can no longer be poor. That part we've passed that bridge. Are we learning here? And that's where you want to be. And hear this. If you don't get there as a business owner, you cannot make long-term decisions for your company. Are we together now? How many of you have been in between, do I increase staff salary or do I move from Abulegba to Lekki? Come on, talk to me. Be honest, or you want to work before me. Right? So it's difficult to make long-term decisions for your company because you haven't built your own financial freedom, even though you're a business owner. We're learning here? Are we sure? Next slide. Oh, why do we? So I always share this. Don't envy my wealth. Envy my wealth. Sacrifice and principles. A lot of times I see people so much envy. I remember a real estate developer was chatting me up some weeks ago. He said, we attend the same church. We are into the same business. He gave comparison. He said, why are you moving at a faster pace than I am? I think he almost added, I'm even older than you. Okay? But the answer is simple. Has he even spent his own money to organize free conference like this? Just to deepen the industry. Am I making sense at all? So you want to celebrate the success you see, but how about the sacrifices? How about the investment being made? Some people call me mentor in the real estate sector. I took many of them to Cameroon and we had a massive retreat, brought top CEOs to break things down for them. At the end of the day, even Baba Michael Kiro was able to break things down. At the end of the day, it wasn't profitable. We didn't do it for money. So when people make certain sacrifices and you begin to see them grow at a pace, don't envy their success. Envy their what? Come on. Envy their what? Their sacrifices. That's what it works. You make sacrifices today for a glorious tomorrow. Next. Let's keep moving fast, please. So, scaling beyond borders, approaching global real estate expansion. Next. quickly. Right, next, let's just keep moving because of time. Number one, set the foundation of the international expansion. So, what exactly are we trying to do? Right, what are we trying to do? What's the long-term vision? What's the foundation of this vision? How do we make sure that this is sustainable in the long term? A lot of people have asked me, why are you expanding internationally? I discovered 2016 that building any business in Nigeria is not sustainable except you earn in foreign currency. And you can quote me anywhere. I say this with my full chest. Right? So I realized that, and it's not as if the Nigerian businesses will not survive at some point. But within this period, we are going through a tough season. And so to even survive, you need to think of international expansion. You need to think of earning in foreign currencies. Are we together now? Else you will realize that one day you have to sack all your staff because you can't even pay salary. And you're a good person. Because things are just not sustainable. Next slide. So for us, we have to say, can we expand internationally so that in the next few years, we are strong internationally and we can then begin to support what we are doing back in Africa. We can go back and use some of our foreign reserve and profits to start building what we are doing here in Africa. Are we learning at all? So, conduct comprehensive market research. So don't just rush and say, I'm starting my business in Dubai. What works in Dubai? How does the Dubai market work? You'll be glad to know that our first year in Dubai, we made more than we did in 10 years in Nigeria. But beyond that was we needed to do research. How does the UAE market work? What exactly are the angles we need to go about? How do we package and position ourselves in UAE? So I realized I'm a very simple person. If you know me, you don't be shocked if you see me on Okada tomorrow. I don't believe I'm a very simple person, right? But when I moved to Dubai, I realized that my Dubai business, are we together now, cannot grow with my Hausa mentality of simplicity. It will not grow, right? And we're selling properties as high as $46 million for one house. So it won't work. So one of the moves I made was to move to Burj Khalifa. I don't know if you know Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, right? And I got myself a Rolls Royce and a driver. And every morning, right, I record myself coming out of Burj Khalifa, entering my Rolls Royce and going to the office. Then when I have clients who were to come do business with us, I'll ask my driver, who is not black intentionally, you know what I'm talking about, to go and pick my guests from Dubai airport with a Rolls Royce. Then bring them to Burj Khalifa. We have the tallest restaurants according to Guinness Book of Records in Burj Khalifa. And then we have either lunch or dinner. By the time we are done, if we are close enough, I'll still take you to my house. If you are not close enough, I'll see you off. Now, when I ask you to sign the check, will you still be saying, can I trust you? Can I not trust you? Am I making sense at all? Again, I am not moved by those things, but I had to position myself and our business for that. Are we learning here? Because I know this will help some of you, right? So it's important as you grow international, what works in these places? I realized that in Dubai, a local guy will see a Rolls Royce and be gisting with you. Ah, this is nice. How much did you buy it? In Nigeria, you know what will happen. Either the person wants to steal the Rolls Royce, or the person says, you see them, thieves. He doesn't know whether you're a politician or not. You're already a thief for being a Rolls Royce. Right? And, or, Baba Tuale, Baba, your boys are here. But in other parts, they're happy to see you become wealthy, live luxury. Are we learning at all? So if I bring my simplicity in Nigeria to Dubai and I want to do real estate, I will struggle. So as you want to grow internationally, do your research. Understand how the market works. and the concepts around the next. Demand, let's just go because of time. Navigate regulatory and what? Legal complexities. Many people are not able to do business internationally. Do you know why? The regulatory complexities is higher. In Nigeria, it's not who is right, it's who is more powerful. I hope you know that. Come on, talk to me now. Are you aware or you don't know? Now you know. But guess what? Internationally, it's not who is more powerful, but who is on the law. Who is on the law side. So if you carry your Nigerian grab to expand your business internationally, you'll be in jail. So you have to ask yourself, and that's one of the mistakes I even made when we moved to Dubai. I felt it was a Western world. I didn't need a lawyer, and that's one of the bad mistakes. Always get some of the best lawyers as you expand your business internationally. You don't need to have a legal case to get a lawyer. Just like I think the man from Forbes and CNBC told us, right? Build relationship with media before you have a build relationship with lawyers before you ever have a legal issue. Because here was us, we had a case where a guy collected $1 million in what we were doing in Dubai, and we did not get property. 5 houses that we were supposed to get, $1 million gone. Okay? Because we didn't have a lawyer, our first move was to do disclaimer because we've identified with the guy, right? We do videos with the guy. So we just did disclaimer. This guy whose picture is here, we no longer have a relationship with him. If you do business with him, it's at your own risk. Not knowing that in Dubai you do that, you can go to jail. They will say, why did you put the person's picture? Right? Did he give you your consent? Is he your staff? And all of that. And before you know it, we are in trouble for just doing a disclaimer. We did not even mention what happened, that $1 million is missing. We only just say we no longer do relationship with this guy. We don't even mention what happened. And yet, we are in trouble. So, you must get a lawyer so that he can help you navigate those international laws. What works in Nigeria does not work here. You know how in Nigeria we blackmail people easily? Even things you don't have facts about, just put up the person's picture. I said the person here is wanted. This person is a thief, he's a scammer. Do that in some countries, you are in jail. And you will explain to them, the guy took $1 million. He said, we understand, that's civil. But you use his picture, that's criminal. You say, wait, I don't understand. Are we learning here? Okay, next slide, because of time. Next. Cultural considerations, right? Cultural considerations, and this is very important. Some of us, we made this mistake as well when we went to Dubai. Our first set of employees in Dubai were Nigerians and Africans. And typically because I'm a Nigerian, more Africans were coming to us, they wanted to do things with us. And I realized one day, the regulators will just come and just say, oh, we heard you people have not done this. And they will start finding us. You know what? They saw all of us as Nigerians, and in their mind, they are Nigerians. They must have broken the law. Whether there's evidence or not. And I had to then restructure the organization, and at some point they then banned Nigerians. So the Nigerian investors couldn't even invest. We had to change the entire staff to non-Nigerians, and that taught me one of the best lessons of my life. Make sure that your business is structured, even the staffing. We keep talking, it's in the US, UK, we say, what do we call it again in the workplace? In terms of balancing things and all of that, what do we call it? Gender equality. Make sure you balance things, have different people in your company. Now we are learning it that even though you are black, you still need to have people. Please, let's celebrate Mr. Femi Falana. So I Are we together now? Are we learning? Very important that even your staff, I had to then learn, was to then start employing. Now, in our US office, we are intentionally only going to employ a white CEO, just so that we can integrate better. Because what I did in Dubai was only Nigerians, and they started stereotyping us, those Nigerian business, those Nigerian people. Okay? So it's important as you expand your business internationally, blend it well. Have different people. I remember one of my mentors was telling me too, the same thing. He said he owns a massive business in Japan. But guess what? The CEO is a Japanese. And so he goes for meeting and act like a staff. And the Japanese CEO talks with his people. And what matters at the end of the day is profit sharing. Am I making sense at all? It's not the ego of, is a Nigerian that is the CEO. We must see Nigerians there and all of that. Are we learning? Next. So learn the cultural considerations as you move. Another thing that happened to me under cultural considerations, I was to employ a new staff in our US office. So I was asking her, you know, she said she just had a baby. I said, how old is your baby? She said, 1 month. I said, 1 month and you want to resume work? Is that okay for your family and all of that? And then when we are done, guess what she told me? She said, I know you are new to America, but it's an advice. Next time, don't ask too much questions about my family, said, because if you don't give me this job, I can sue you for discrimination. That you refuse to give me the job because I have a 1 month baby. Are we together? So, you see, I mean, my question was genuine care. That you have a 1 month baby and you want to be working here, are we sure that you will be able to balance and your baby will not suffer? So cultural consideration, very important as you grow your business internationally. Number 5, choosing the right market entry strategy. Okay? How do you penetrate the market? You're starting your business in these countries. What is the best strategy to penetrate the market? How do you move in? What are the ideal, choosing the right strategies, the PR campaigns, direct investments, for example, all our estates in the US are renewable, green, we are using solar, because those are the conversations they are having in those countries, and they are particular about renewable energy. So the strategy then makes sense to use that to penetrate the market. Next, because of time, right? Just go back to the next. I also want to talk about this. Many times it's better to enter as a real estate brokerage before you start real estate development. How many of us are developers here? Can I see your hands up? Property developers, right? A few of us. How many of you are agents here? You're property agents. Raise your hand now. I want just to sample the opinion. Okay? You're property agents. Okay, good. Now, when you are expanding internationally, my advice is, okay, I'm not going to become developers, let me be sure. Also, we have more people, so good. It's better to start as a property agent, right? So that you study the market and understand how it works. I have this formula, you should write it down. Always create the market before the product, right? Always do what? Create the market before the what? The product. A lot of us in business, we want to, okay, I build the house, let me look for who will buy it. No. Sometimes look for people who are ready to pay you, right? Then you can then go ahead and build. Else you will build and then you have heavy overhead and then you run bankrupt because you did not structure to have created the market, right? So every country we expand into, we start as a brokerage firm. Let's sell. Let's look for people so that we build our own database of people who have bought through us. Then when we now start building, we will struggle to say who will invest at the end of the day. Next, raising capital. And this is also what we do next. And we call this equity syndication, right? One of the best strategies to raise capital, again, if you have built social capital, everybody says social capital. Because a lot of young people who are entrepreneurs always ask me, how do you raise money to grow your business? I say social capital. A good name is better than silver, and gold, right? I tell people this often. In business, it's not the product you have, it's your name. The business is you, right? If you have a good name, you will raise money. Am I making sense at all? And that's what you want to leverage on. When you have a good name, how do we raise funds, for example? We do what we call syndication. We have this project, it will cost us $10 million, right? We break it down. If everybody invests $10,000, maybe we need how many investors? 100 investors. And then we push it out there. And before you know it, 95% of my clients, I don't know them. I've never seen them. Sometimes I go to places that we invested this with you, thank you for doing business. But because we have kept a good name, we have constantly been able to do that. Now, in syndication, there are two types of syndication. There's what we call equity syndication, and there's something we call debt syndication. Are we learning? In the case of equity syndication, all these 100 people bringing money together co-own the business with you. Now, in the case of debt syndication, it's like they've just given you a loan, and you will end up paying them back on a regular basis. Now, here's my advice to a lot of you who are young developers. At the beginning of your business, avoid any form of syndication at all. Only go to family and friends. But after the business go to a level, you've demonstrated it, then you can start with debt syndication. Don't do equity syndication. Because if you do equity syndication with 100 people, anybody can wake up from the wrong side of the bed and say it's not true. And then can drag the entire business down. I'm sure when we get to the legal part, hopefully we will hear more from our SAN, right? So you must try with maybe debt syndication, and gradually you may now begin to trusted people you trust, you can now bring them into an equity syndication. Are we learning here? Yeah. Next, just keep going. You can come for my paid real estate class if you want to learn more. This is free. So what are the various types of investment? No, just go, just move. I don't have time. Yeah, just move. You can, is this a video? So this is one of our projects in the US. This is a 99-acre project. Next. You can play, I think that should be a video. Is this the 99-acre? Okay, yes. So this is what we want to turn it to. I thought you were going to clap, right? So we are turning the 99 acres to having a commercial location in the front side of it, have a golf course in the middle, and then residential, 400 residential on the side of each one of them. And for us, again, what have we done? We are already doing this same syndication I just told you about, and people are keen into it, and hopefully by the year 2030, did I take you there? No, you couldn't go there. Okay. But customers want to come follow me to the place. So we had a great time. So this is what we are going to be turning this to, hopefully, between now and the year 2035. Come on, clap. If you like that, it's a good thing. Okay? So what we're also doing is a portion of it we are selling as a plot of land. And you are free to buy. Right? So right now, we are giving a lot of younger developers, you can buy 1 acre and build whatever you want. You go through the process. Even as an individual, you can buy 1 plot in this estate in Brookshire, and you are free to do that. What we are doing is to even give you a 1-year payment plan. You deposit $10,000, $40,000 per plot. Deposit $10,000, you spread the balance within 1 year. I hope this makes sense. Right? Next slide. So, next. So you can see that empty thing, this is what we are now turning to. And I hope this inspires a lot of young developers and real estate people as well. How the first part of the syndication is to show where you are going with the dream. I've seen people walk up to me, they'll say, come and invest in my real estate project. And I said, paint how it will look like, right, when you are done. I can't just come and be putting money into bare land. Yes, you've bought the land, you have land now, but can you paint where you are going, right, with this vision, so that I know where the vision is going, and it's easy for me to invest. Next. Okay, so that's the flyer. And those of you who are brokers, we are giving you opportunity to sell for us, and you earn 3% in dollars. I will pay you in dollars. Who's excited about it? Okay. Some people say, why is it not more than 3%? In US, the highest commission you can give is 3%. It's highly regulated. So you don't want to run into trouble before you hear FBI is looking for you. Okay, next. Right, so here is an example of our syndication where people are able to invest as low as $20,000, and every 18 months, from the profits we're able to make from the properties we have, they are getting 12% returns every 18 months. We have a dinner tonight as well, and a lot of our investors are coming, and we've had to just be transparent, you know, day in, day out with our business. And I think that's my encouragement to a lot of you in that sector going forward. Next. Just move next. I'm rushing. Back. You'll be glad to know back that we have a new office in Katy in the US. You didn't put the picture of the office there. Just go back to the map. So, but the good thing we did with the office the good thing we did with the office was that it has a larger land space where you see green. Yeah, so we're now building a bigger office complex, right, to rent out to other people into the future. Next. You can play.
Life, and I'm blown away. Everything so perfect. It's not as if like a film trick, like, you know, all the things that have been sent to me.
I have a client on site that came to inspect. She already bought this place, but she came to also inspect and see how far we've gone. And let's hear what she had to say about this place.
I've been seeing all the building. I've actually come and experienced it live, and I'm blown away. Everything so perfect. It's not as if like a film trick, like,
Lolo,
you know, all the things that have been sent to me.
Lolo, this is a video of what you were saying. Go on. Because you were saying, showing the process of a client buying land, buying the house, and all of that. We do that actually. So you are spot on. Okay. So here is the customer coming to inspect, you know, because Lola was saying that oftentimes real estate developers don't show the process, right? And, you know, so here's a client. She doesn't live in Nigeria, and she had to come, see what's going on, see what we're doing, and show that. And in fact, she ended up by saying, this is not an audio, you know, because a lot of times people say, oh, they are doing property or they are selling houses, and you can't even see what they're doing. So again, always being transparent is one key thing to grow a real estate business anywhere in the world, whether here in Nigeria, because this is our Ibejuleki site, one of our Ibejuleki sites now. Next. Okay, this is also one of our projects in the US. You can play as a video. So this is 24 units of 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. We're starting construction on this one January of next year. It's just 12 minutes from the Houston downtown and 15 minutes from Bush International Airport. And it's facing a main street. As you can see, there's even a bus stop in front of it. Next. Okay, so these are latest baby. Go back to it. These are latest. Yeah, you can play the video. These are latest babies, and 89 units in Richmond, Texas, and we're building a 89 unit housing there as well. These were starting construction in the middle of next year, and we're already, of course, marketing it to have people invest in the project. Because of time, just keep moving to the next slide. Because of time. Next, so this gives you a detail. If you scan the flyer on your table, you'll be able to get more information about some of what we're doing. And you'll be glad to know we are the first African, indigenous company to be doing this kind of scale of expansion in the US. Are you happy to know that? That we started in Nigeria and we're expanding at this level in the US. Right, next. So these are just commission structure. If you sell any of our property in Dubai or UK or US, what we do. We have a program called Gtext and Associates, and she won a car. She joined us as an intern and was able to sell, and in the space of 18 months or so, she even won a car. We'll probably meet her later. She'll share a story with you. Next. Just move on. Next. I don't have time. My time is up. So I look forward back. I look forward to seeing a lot of you are real estate professionals in Kenya. In February, we'll be in Kenya. Like I said, with Baba Maipekiro, we just returned from Cameroon with real estate developers, sharing with them, encouraging them how to navigate challenges they face. So the next one is in Kenya. We hope we will get our SAN to join us and share a few legal advice to real estate developers and professionals in Kenya. Tomorrow, you don't want to miss this, right? It's for all of you who are realtors. How many realtors are here? Come on. If you're a realtor, you are proud of it. Come on, shout. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to be having a session with you guys and these three amazing people. I will be sharing with you strategies to selling real estate. I've always said this over time, that people don't buy the best products. They buy the best known products. Can I say that again? People don't buy the what? The best product. They buy the what? Aha. So if you are known, then you'll be patronized. Am I making sense at all? So you have to learn the strategies of marketing, of presentation. Alibaba was sharing with us, with me recently, how he was the first comedian, not even comedian, first person to have, one of the first persons to have billboard in where? 3 places in Lagos. Come on, clap for him now. And then he put comedy is a serious business. Can you imagine that? And this was in the 90s, I believe. 92, when people felt comedy is for jokers, and see what he has turned that industry to today. Come on, celebrate Alibaba. It's one of those people that really love what he's done. So we're going to be learning a lot about that. Don't miss it. And scan the QR code and you can register. I think there's a 50% discount on it. Next. Okay, so this is for those of you who are developers. Next weekend, we are having, this is in US. So it's going to be happening in US for those in Houston, but you can join us virtually. I have my real estate investment masterclass. It's holding in our office in Katy, teaching more about those who want to invest in real estate and how you can go about investing in real estate. Next. Okay, this one is weekend. It's the Lagos version of that, the one we're doing in Houston. And don't miss it, it's in, I think, the hotel. And it's for those of you who are real estate developers, how do you take your business to the next level? We'll have a lot of fantastic conversation. So scan the QR code and you get details. Next. Okay. I'll be glad to sign my books for you guys. We have our booth on the right side of this venue. So all of you getting my books, I'll be signing them for you. Next. Yes. So this is a platform that I think we're giving people some opportunity to be part of this for free, but you can ask the team how to be part of it. All these people did a course. You have to get them to do a course from John Maxwell to Grant Cardone on how to take business to the next level. It's called the Sivatar University's e-learning portal. We have over 1,000 videos on different aspects of business to support you guys. Next. In conclusion, to scale your business internationally is both challenging and an opportunity. By conducting thorough research, adhering to local regulations, adapting to cultural expectation, and choosing the right entry strategies, companies can thrive globally. Success is global. In global real estate expansion requires not only market knowledge, but also the agility to adapt to diverse regulatory, economic, and cultural landscape. Through diligent preparation, strategic partnership, business can mitigate risk and build a sustainable international footprint. Does that make sense? And I want to encourage many of you young people that are here, and I've said this many times, anytime the strength of the youth meets the energy of the old, miracle happen. Are we together now? Can I repeat myself? Anytime the strength of the youth meets the energy of the old, miracle happen. So don't be surprised that Baba Michael Kiro chairs our board, because we needed to leverage on his experience over the years. I see a lot of culture where young people just want to insult elders, right? And I'm a young person, I can admit they are not perfect, right? But if you can tap into their wisdom, I can assure you, you can build a global enterprise. I remember insisting Dr. Cosmos come to our US operations and just see what we are doing and give advice. One of the advice he gave me, I just said, what will have happened if I didn't have someone like that to give me that advice? And these are preventive advice. What could have happened literally could collapse the company. So please, don't look down on elders, right? Again, they are not perfect, but you can tap into wisdom. You can tap into where can we do things better? How do we navigate this system? And I hope and wish you all the best as you grow your real estate business. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
Put your hands together for Dr. Stephen Akutaro. Are you clapping or you're thinking of clapping when you see an icon celebrating for what it truly is? A visionary leader, a pace setter. Yes, a global icon. We're calling the eagle. Thank you very much for celebrating it.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel GoldmyneTV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.